but the chances that they can fuck you real good. You know what I mean? And that goes out to guys that my office got robbed February 3rd, and that's a different story. Next week when I'll give that to you. But the idea is basically, do you want to be bitter? Do you want to, or do you want to figure out a way out? Everybody can become greater at what they do.
Get better or get bitter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And exactly, it's like what you said. You got your shit stolen. You could have been like, oh, fuck this, I'm done. My computer's gone, my shit's gone. But you don't do that. You get back up and you just fucking get a new computer, put in the time, put in the money, and do what you gotta fucking do.
Yeah, are you gonna sell yourself out like for a hurdle that you couldn't jump over, or are you gonna get back up and just keep jumping over those hurdles and keep grinding, keep moving forwards and keep pushing?
Yeah, brush the fucking dirt off your knees and keep going.
And that's the thing, because again, as I say, I'm gonna speak more about that, but I'm gonna speak more about that, next week. But this time around, it's like I want to give the reality of, First and foremost, I should say, I see all the artists that grinding hard, that's doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Papa or grandpapa or whatever you want to call me in your language is proud of you. Because no matter how much you fools try to act up, you know who daddy is. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say I love you all for that. I love you all for the hard work, the grind, the putting in, the nights and the sweat and the tears, because shit. I know young Sunny here, she got her little Nino.
Yeah, I got a baby.
There you go. But yeah, so she's up and out and doing her thing and doing what she loves. And that's why, again, as I say, like where I come at the government sector to it. How many people know what SOCAN is?
I didn't until the other day when you let me know.
Exactly.
Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Oh. Wait, I can get paid for other radio stations in different countries? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't even know that right now.
Exactly. But that's what I mean. But everybody wants to rap. Everybody wants to sing. But they don't know the business behind it. And this is what I'm saying. In order for an industry to become a proper industry, you need proper people that's willingly and able to teach others, right? You know what I mean? I might have to start taking off my belt and start busting some ass out here like the old grandpappy ways. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm that guy, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, that's the way I look at it. There's no side way around it. Each one teach one. You know what I mean? One of the greatest things that we have in this world is knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And people, one of the biggest things that I hate is, and this is for me and why I hate it. You have people that say, hey, you have people that say, I don't want to teach anybody anything because I don't want them to take my spot. That's called some selfish shit. You know what I mean? You want to teach so people can grow. I'm doing my podcast. What the hell do you want?
And if you help those artists develop and you help people get to that level that they want to get to, chances are that karma might work in your favor. These people might turn around and give you the same opportunities that you gave them. You can expand your knowledge on music so much by just opening up a bit and being like accepting of advice and being accepting of criticism. And when people say, like, for example, I was in there today working on my new bit, and I put it on live on Instagram, and I got people commenting, like, oh, this is good. And then I got a comment, hey, I have some advice for you. Like, I got some constructive criticism. Fuck yeah, like, give that to me. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for...
Like, that's the kind of attitude that you absolutely need. Like, you can't just they say that everyone's a hater just for giving you advice and stuff like that. You have to you have to be willing to accept advice and then make your shit better. That's how all the great artists got there. Like, no great artist starts out just being able to spit rhymes right off the bat. They actually have to take criticisms and then improve upon it.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I look at some of the shit from when I was 16 years old and I was like writing in my book, and I'm like, did I actually talk like that? Like, I used to actually try to big myself up because I was like, okay, I want to rap now, so now I have to make it seem like I tote guns, like I do a bunch of drugs, and like I'm constantly with bitches and hanging
yeah.
out, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the thing that you think you have to portray yourself as. But then what I realized the more and more I went along is that like if I'm just myself and if I release my real feelings, what's going on inside of me, not only is that gonna reach out to other people and other people will be like, interested, but at the same time it's my therapy. It's like I do this and now I feel better. Now I don't feel so shitty. Now I don't want to go and drink that bottle because instead of going and drinking that bottle, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make some music.
Yeah.
And that was the mentality that you have to adapt to.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like being able to like find really good outlets and stuff like that. And rap and hip hop is one of the best outlets out there, because then not only are you venting and you're getting out all this like inner turmoil, you're able to change the world through your rhymes and let other people know what's really going on and what's honest and what's true to your heart and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like that's always a good thing about hip hop and rap.
Yeah, and you never know if like let's say your fucking song, somebody plays it, they're thinking about killing themselves, they hear your song, then they feel okay. You know, like those are the little things that you do without even knowing you're doing it changes the world.
Exactly. You're touching the hearts. Like, I mean, like, and this is how we do it. I'm on this motherfucking here live right now. You know what I mean? Live. I'm getting calls from all over this motherfucker. Like, I mean, and this is how I live my continuous life. The artists understand what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's about the inspiration of helping people. Our duty, our job, our core soul as artists is to do what? The oil company drill for oil, right? The diamond company drill for diamond. The friggin' online dating company goes for people. Our job as musician is to basically do what? Most people don't understand that. Is to touch the heart and the soul of the people. But if they are not ready, if their mind is not tight, if the rhyme ain't right, they cannot understand that. You know what I mean? You have phony people that still, again, try to get into this. Then you have great, lazy artists. And I say great, lazy artists as in they're good artists, but they're lazy as shit. So how do you blame the semi-artists for making it, for instance? You know what I mean? Like, I was talking with a friend, and she said, yo, what do you think of the Cardi B album? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, I'm real. Cardi's album is Cardi's album. I ain't gonna knock it. The reason why I ain't gonna knock it is like, Cardi's not a lyricist. But my friend was like, yo, I wanted to hear the lyrics. I'm like, no. You got the fucking album because you know you like her, because she's, well, shout out to her, because she represents for the whole West Indies, Central America, and all that. You know what I mean? That's the foundation for us. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I show love to the mother continent, which is Africa. You know what I mean? Show love to all of my peeps in Europe, my family members, all that shit. I'm a global ass motherfucker. All of China, you know what I mean? I got nothing but love for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we like to call it Asia. Most people don't know what the term Asia means. It means a body of land, you know what I mean? So, I'm not only beautiful, I'm smart also, you know what I'm saying? I just want you all to know that. So, you know, the idea, again, you know what I mean? Shout out to my folks in Australia. Anything goes. Aussies, anything goes. Where's Crocodile Dundee when I want to fight him?
Aussie.
That's what I'm That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to all my punk rock motherfuckers, because again, people don't know that punk rock came from, you know, we're gonna keep that for the next one. You know, like, and
I'm curious. I was listening to where you were going with that.
But what I'm getting at is it's the real reality of what what we want to do, and how we want to, you know what I mean, make these things make these things go. You know what I mean? For 1 second. So now, you know, there's so much going on in this process. You know what I mean? There's so much going on in this life. You know what I mean? But the question again is, what can an artist do to help alleviate that situation? You know, that's what it is. You know what I mean? We can't think limited. We can't think small. You know what I mean? You gotta shoot to the stars, and if the star don't come, then you shoot to the moon.
Yeah.
One way or the other, something have to be. Because I'm not gonna say shoot to the sun, because that's just gonna burn the fuck out of you, man. And then you're gonna want to blame me. Like, no. Personally, you shoot to the stars. It seems far, but you never know. Maybe you'll get it. Maybe you can just pull up Bruce all motherfucking mighty. You know what I mean?
I'm a strong believer in like the saying that you get into this world what you put into it. You get into this universe what you put into it. So like if you're putting negative energy down on yourself all the time and you're saying, man, I ain't shit, man, I'm just an alcoholic, man, I can't do this, or man, this is too hard, or man, nobody liked my track, you're gonna get all the negative vibes that you're putting out into the universe. You start saying, I'm great, I can do this, I got this, I'm strong, I'm fucking talented, I'm big. You start saying these things about yourself and watch the good energy start flowing into you. Watch you start to be able to do shit for yourself.
And ain't nothing wrong, you know what I mean? Again, on a side note, big woman, small woman, tall woman, it's just a confidence of greatness. You know what I'm saying? And that goes out to the dudes also. The confidence of greatness. But you know, my thing is simple. I always got people like, I'm a king, I'm a queen. Like if your ass is a king, then where the fuck is all the workers? Because like personally, I'm a fucking worker. You know what I'm saying? My lineage came straight from a very kingly lineage. I ain't a typical brother, but that's a whole different thing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so my thing, you know what I mean? Like, you mean it's simple. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm a worker and I'm gonna work with my guys. That's the difference. When you're in the music business, you can't be like, well, I'm fucking so cool, ask my boy Puff Daddy. You know what I mean? Like, then I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna do nothing more than just stay fucking hella cool. You know what I mean? And just post up in a spot. You know what I mean? That in itself is fucking retarded.
Or like the Instagram rappers who literally just like flexing on the gram all the time and they don't even have shit to show for it.
Well,
you gotta put time and money into it in order to get anything real out of it. You might want to be a fucking huge rapper.
Should I tell them where to
Investments,
go?
man. It's all about investments.
Yeah.
Just invest yourself.
Exactly.
Invest in all levels. You all can give us a call at 1-978-289-9055. We're going to answer some questions for you whenever you're ready. Again, 1-978-289-9055. You know what I mean? Don't want to crash the party, but you know what I mean? You just got to be ready for it, man. You just got to be willing and be ready and again, like, have strong people around you. You know what I mean? Have people that's willingly to invest. And the reason why I'm talking about from an artist and a business businessman perspective is every day I get up. Go ahead, Mark.
I gotta take off right away. So Nova May is out.
Nice. I'm actually gonna have to go as well, cause.
God damn it!
I'm so sorry, but
it's okay. We got Floyd, and Floyd is like AKA I call
Floyd
him
in the
Floyd.
building.
Like, no, my name is Floyd. God damn it!
Oh, Floyd. Sorry.
Pretty boy Floyd, but I call him Floyd because that's just what I do.
And you call me Sunny NY for some reason.
Sunny NY, baby. Cause Sunny NY is sunny and it's nice.
Woo!
It's NY. You know what I'm saying? The Mecca is all things. You know what I'm saying?
Havana is sick, nice fucking
All
podcast.
good. All good. No, hey, just a mercy bubble, Nova Mays. You know there's another Nova in the building, right?
Oh, really?
That's Nova May, like in there. Both of y'all got to
Wait,
do a
who's in
song
there?
called Nova. Nova Mills,
yeah.
Nova
Oh,
Mays.
Nova Mills is in there. He follows me on Instagram.
And then there's another Nova. There it can be. You got to remember, there's another Nova Mays also from the West Side, which is also her cousin. So. Yeah, So basically, it's gonna be a battle of the Novas.
A battle of the
Get over here, Floyd. Get your ass over here.
Down here on White?
Yeah.
I'm Sunny. I linked up your party.
With Janelle, right?
Yeah, I was with you now.
There you go. It can be like, okay. Just saying.
Sure.
Don't forget the phone.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the idea.
It's a good thing I got free.
There you go. Again.
Welcome.
So what's going on? What's going on, Floyd? Give us a rundown of who this magnificent gentleman is.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'm Floyd, also known as Pretty Boy Floyd. So,
there you
because
go.
I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm an artist. Have
Speak up to the mic, son. You're also live on. You're live.
Yeah,
It's a double broadcast, son.
Yeah, I'm an artist, and I engage in all forms of
Art.
in multiple forms of art. Yeah, the design, acting, music, poetry, performance art, and I don't have a history in dance, but yeah.
No, that I love, and that I got nothing but respect for in the community. But where the guys left out, we were talking about just the development of artists. The developer artists in the sense where we're okay, what can we do to make the artist world greater? You know what I mean? And the reality behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do we need to invest within it as artists, but also as musicians? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where I'm looking at. It's how can we achieve greater things than the average people?
Yeah, I think we need to
Give us your full process.
So the way I approach things is, first of all, never lose sight of the most important thing, which is the art itself, right? So no matter what comes with it, the most important thing is still the art. So always have that as your focus. And the minute you don't have that as your focus anymore, then it's time to tell yourself the truth. It's okay, am I still doing this, or am I something else? I respect a lot of the legends that don't really release records anymore, even though people beg them to, and they're no, because the reason I respect them is because they're being honest to who they are. I don't blame Andre 3000 for not releasing stuff anymore, because I'm I understand where he's at. He's no longer the music thing is no longer his focus anymore in terms of the hunger he had for it.
Yeah, but three stacks drop jewels when he drops.
Exactly. So
I dig.
I appreciate that, because he's being honest. It's not so when I approach my art, that's how I do it. I always ask myself the important questions. What are you doing this for? Make sure you remember it's for the art, and with every single thing I do, it's always to improve. I want to be better than where I was yesterday, and keep going and keep going up and up and up and up, because that's with every might as well not do it if you're not doing it for that reason. If I'm not doing it to make sure that I get to that upper echelon, then I might as well just stay at home and just sleep instead of working and trying to get this
sleep, eh?
But yeah, that's what I focus on. I focus on the art. And in terms of developing an artist and developing the music scene, there's a lot of components, but I think a very important component is connectivity, people connecting and willing.
What's up, cuz? Coming in here with your green hair and your fucking glasses.
I see people in video, man. I can't come in that thing.
This ain't a reggae show, homie. You gotta understand. That's good, yo.
Stepped in there. I need some high def in that shit.
Yeah. No, continue, Freud.
Oh yeah.
Just give me a second. I'm just gonna slide. I told you my little. Yeah.
No worries.
No, continue talking. Just talk.
Yeah,
God damn it, Freud.
The most important thing is connectivity, being able to
You're making an interview, right?
And
Was that an interview?
No, just screaming hard. Your ego too, respecting people's opinions and willing to take constructive feedback whether you like it or not. And that's one of the ingredients for growth as an artist, even within the artist community. I think another important thing is to be able to get out of your comfort zone. I think a lot of us should strive to like delve into things that we're not comfortable doing. You know, once you conquer a certain part of your art, I think it's necessary to like move on and keep challenging yourself, keep keeping it alive, keep it interesting, keep it unique, keep it challenging, and then you discover things about yourself that you don't even know. Like that's, I think that's one of the things that I really appreciate about living this way and living this lifestyle is that every day is a challenge. It's like life becomes more interesting because you start to discover things. You're like, oh, like the word limit gets removed from your vocabulary because you start to discover that you have infinite possibilities. You have a lot within you. You know, as long as you commit yourself and you let go of the ego and you let go of the fear. And those things will always be there. Like that's how you let go of it too. That's another way I know that fear is always going to be there. I know that ego is always going to be there. So like when they come, I'm ready for them. Like, you know, if I have a show tomorrow, like I know I've had so many shows. So I know that before I step on that stage, I'm going to have the nerves. So like it doesn't bother me anymore because I'm expecting it to come. And the only way that I'm going to be assured that it's not going to just mess up my performance is by putting in the work before the day, before getting on that stage. So leading up to the show, I know it's going to be there, so I keep doing the work and make sure that my vision is accomplished during rehearsals, during practice, and make sure I get to the point that I want to get to. So on the day of the show or the day of the performance or whatever it is, when the fear comes, I'm like, oh yeah, I knew you were going to be here, but like, I'm good, don't worry about it.
You don't pretend it's not there.
Exactly.
It's there, you deal with it.
Exactly, it's always going to be there. And same thing with the ego, is always, you know, you have to always, you have to like be honest with yourself. Your ego is always going to be there. You know, it's always going to be hard for you to, you know, you maybe say you're doing you're trying to create a track, and there's a bunch of people, and you go in there and you drop something, and you come out, and you hear those like, oh no, maybe you should do it this way. Like your ego is always going to be there, so you just have to be ready for it to come up, and then just realize, oh, this is my ego
That's
now.
you, not them.
So,
Yeah.
exactly. So you can drop that and be like, let me listen to what they have to say, and then I can grow from this. You know.
Right
So
on.
always being aware of those things, I think that's important for growth. And like just, you know, artists connecting together. When you let go of those things, then collaboration becomes like, you know, it just becomes smooth. People are no longer like scared to collaborate. People are not selfish or like jealous of the next person. You know, like say for example, you start to discover your strengths too. Like, because one person cannot be good at everything. You know, like this art game, this life thing in essence, like, you know, because art is sort of like life. You can't have all the fruits in one basket. Everyone has their own area where they're like skilled more than the other person. So you have to realize that and like be willing, because at the end of the day, it's not you, it's not the next person. It's the art, it's whatever you're creating that matters. That's the most important thing. So you have to be able to be like, okay, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at speeding 16s, you know, let me get this person that's good at speeding the 16s to come with it. Or like, I'm not good at like the R&B vocals, I'm not good at the hooks, I'm not good at whatever it is, I'm not good at those things. Let me get someone, you know, I'm not good at designing this type of, you know, let me get someone that's good at designing hyper realistic stuff, you know, I'm not good at doing that. Let me get someone, you know, let me get those people, instead of being like, no, I want to do everything alone. So I think a lot of those things that we can talk about, I think if we're going to talk about like how to improve the, you know, or how to develop the art scene or whatever, we're probably going to be here all day. There's so many things you can.
But you can't do it alone either, right? Like that's
Exactly.
something that, even though, you know, it's your music, your art, you have to find people to help you express that, and that's what you have to put your ego aside and let that happen, right?
Exactly.
That's right.
And we have to, and like I heard you saying like everyone cannot be a singer, everyone cannot be a rapper. That's so true, because there's people that I watch people in the arts community and like the music community, like you see that people are skilled at certain things, and like, it's things that you don't really pay attention to until you're in the community, and then you're like, oh, this is a skill that is actually needed. You know, there's people that they know how to like they know how to calm everyone down. You know, like if something, that's their skill. Like they just know how, no matter how pissed someone is or how hyped everyone is or tense, like they just have that energy where they can come into the room and they're like, everyone simmer down. That's needed. Like we
Sometimes,
need
yeah,
that.
you need that.
Exactly. You need that. You need people that can go in and talk to like the scary people, the people that everyone is scared of. You
I'll
know,
see you guys after.
there's people like that. They're not scared of anyone. They know how to navigate that. So you need people like that. You need people that understand
Yo, Aristotle.
the process of creation. You know, like they understand that. Oh, you need your eccentricities. You know, like artists sometimes you need some people who have certain environments they want to be in, you know. So there's people that know how to create those type of environments and they understand it, you know. So
You just want to optimize their creativity, and you want to make sure you help that out, as opposed to kind of stomp on that and stop
Exactly.
it being just free form expressive and all that.
So like everybody has a part to play. Everyone definitely. Definitely that is.
That's a balance, bro.
Yeah. Well, when it comes back.
What are you working on now? What are you?
Right now I'm working on an EP. I've been working on it since November.
Okay.
We're in the finishing stages, you know, just mixing and mastering and like just crafting out the structure of the whole thing. So like it's very interesting.
What kind of turnaround time do you usually look at? You know, from kind of studio to release.
This is actually my first official
Oh, right on. Congratulations.
project. So like I haven't like everything I've done in the past has been like single, one track, this
Right,
that,
right,
you know.
right, right.
This is my first official project, and we started it back in November.
Right.
So it's been a minute now.
And what stage you at then? Are you the final?
Yeah, we're in the final stage.
Final track,
Yeah.
And what kind of release are you doing? You're doing a full EP release, like you doing it on cloud, or are you doing like an actual
So the
physical?
podcast is done now?
We'll do it on
Good, well, good.
You
Have him out. He's talking.
No, maybe I'm not dressed for this right now.
Well, you're on right now, so.
Yeah, you're on.
No,
it's
it's,
cool.
it's unplugged.
No, that was from my end, so I can interview him. It's horrible.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you guys are you for?
Just like music, you know, talking about.
Yeah, I was talking about he's got an EP release coming up, so just kind of talking about
Yeah, okay.
I think it's gonna be on.
Me, what I want to do, I don't know what to talk about. You have to get some audio here. Go ahead.
Alright, yeah, I think for now, I think it's gonna. I haven't thought of the physical release yet, just the cloud stuff.
Right.
That might come in handy depending on how it goes, but for now, the first, like, it's gonna be on the cloud first.
Yeah. You got a big party EP release plan?
Sorry?
You have a big party plan, like a EP release party?
Yeah, probably we're gonna do that. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna get everything. Yeah, that's part of the plan. Yeah, it's for now, like the focus now is like getting out because I want to release it creatively. Like you know, I have a concept, so like getting all that done.
You're doing the full song, like you're releasing all the songs at once, or are you doing single releases? Or?
I might have a couple singles first, like one or two,
Yeah.
and then every other thing comes after. Yeah,
And then a big tour?
hopefully.
Yeah.
Working on that too.
This happening right now?
Yeah, because that's where it seems to be done now. It's not album sales or CD sales. Just isn't, that's not where it's made, right?
Yeah, you gotta be out there.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm excited about it. This week and next week, like at the final stages. The next 3 weeks are gonna be intense in terms of like just finishing it up and like putting in all the finishing touches and the stuff. I keep playing it in my head all the time, and I'm writing stuff to like go with it, like because it's a very comprehensive album in terms of it has a lot of musical elements to it, but it also has the poetry element because I have a background in that, so I always like to add that to what I'm doing to give it just give it more color and uniqueness. So yeah, I'm excited to finish it up.
You doing that studio work here?
Yeah, I do everything. Yeah.
Right on. Maybe I'll, if you didn't mind, maybe I'll come and do some live coverage while you're doing it. Get some hype out there. It's a great process. A lot of people get to see the process. So,
When you see me come by your house in my spandex and start stretching,
I'm supposed to bring all those people in. We covered it. We got you covered. We're just talking about his EP release coming.
nice.
Yeah.
Just started talking about my damn cousin here.
Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah. And even during I remember it was a lesson that, you know, you have to keep learning. When I talk about letting go of the ego, I remember because the first draft of this EP, we recorded a lot of songs, close to 15 songs,
Right.
but I didn't record all of them. I didn't record them here. I finished recording them at the producer's place. That was like the first draft, and then I came here to like get his opinion and then to ask if we could do the second, you know, get the mixing, the mastering, and then re-recording here. But I remember coming here, we started working
now.
and
Do you want to kitty kiss
one
us
of the guys that was mixing them, the guy I worked with,
Or are you going
I remember
to kiss a bus of the well?
there was this song that I was really proud of, and it took a minute to make, like it took a while
Kiss a bus of
to
the
make
west and then this.
But then he comes in and he's like, okay,
we'll
you gotta
get
take
some
this
music
out.
from here.
And he, you know, he just gives all this constructive criticism that
Alright.
really made sense.
Right.
But then my ego comes out because I'm like, okay, man, I spent so much time on this. Like, you don't mean to tell me that. And
Just
like,
to get here.
yeah, exactly. But I remember just being like, so I was like, and the way I handled those things sometimes, like, because I sort of have like, I can tell when I'm like getting frustrated, and I can tell when I'm like being unreasonable, but like, it's hard to control because it's like, it's your baby in a way, so
Yeah.
it's like someone is criticizing your baby. But I remember Ovi coming and being like, and then he just, like, I think he noticed what was happening, and he just came in but he didn't address it head on, but the way he talked about it made me realize, okay, this is what it is. And he's like, yo, this is what, and he told me a story of like when he released his first project, or his second project, and he was younger then, and they thought they were on top of the world, and they met this, was he a producer or something?
Yeah, he's actually the head of Universal Urban. So Universal Urban Canada, he's the guy that signed Drake, because he's the one that was telling us like before the whole run of Drake, he told us like, look, you know, like this artist is coming, he's gonna be mega big, he's gonna be there, and we were like, well, and he's like, yeah, like trust me, and we we're kind of laughing like, yeah, right, you know, and basically like Click, shout out to Click, he's out in the dark doing his thing, but like, that's a stand-up fella from out here. I got nothing but love for the brother. He teach just a lot, like a lot of good wisdom, and you know what I mean, and all that. So we'll continue.
But when you told me that story, that was a good learning experience for me, because I was like, okay, like, you know, everyone goes through it. Like, you know, you're not perfect just because you spent all this time on this stuff. You know, your ego might be telling you, oh, you're the shit, but like, you know, you can always listen to someone else's opinion. And then, you know, after going through that experience of like having to listen to opinions and like restructure and like re-recording, and then hearing the final product, you're just like, I mean, I wouldn't lie, I just heard it and I was like, yeah, this is much better than what we had before, you know. So that's part of the learning experience. You keep learning every day. It's not easy, but like once you are aware of it, then you can
grow within but that's what music does, right? Like, I mean, like you have to basically understand the value of it and what you're bringing to the table, but you also got to understand that, like, fuck your ego.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're like, ego and this I'm the fucking king shit will not allow you to really be prosperous in any field possible.
Never.
You know what I mean? The only time you put your ego is when somebody challenge you for your own art that you put 99.9 plus 1,000% in.
Exactly.
Because if you know, like, this is how you want certain things to go and you already laid the full groundwork for it, like, you're not going to go sideways with it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. It's truly about the balance of it. It's truly about, you know what I mean, the willingness to take criticism, but it's also the it's a true, like, the willingness to basically say fuck anything else. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But, you know, again, when you want to achieve something, if you listen to, you have yes men, right? And in this business we call music, is like there's a lot of yes men, right? Mm-hmm. And
you know what I mean, like the yes men fuck a lot of shit up. Because they're gonna say, yeah, you're great, you're fantastic, you're good. You are the shit, you're burning it up, son. Your shit is your shit is unreal. But then when you go to somebody that just love the art, love the music, and want to see the best for you, and then that person turn around and say, okay, yeah, it could be better.
It could be better, exactly.
It's kind of like I always like, on a side note, it's kind of like the Black Panther. Remember his partner? Like, but there, like, you think that's his really good friend, they're chilling, they're chit-chatting, and then when shit hit the fan, what happened? He turned on him, and who came and helped him and helped his mom and them? The guy that wasn't a yes man.
Yeah, the one that like...
Exactly, that everybody's like, this guy's already the villain, he's the bad guy. But he was one of the good guys.
He was just honest.
Yeah, exactly, he was honest in what it says, and like, and so, with the music world and with the art and with album, and like I'm gonna take you all through along the journey of this podcast. We're gonna be going through all those different albums first and foremost. I want to say that, but you know what I mean. But just to touch on some of the magnificent things it can be, and the Yes Man value. Like again, Yes Man caused some of the great beefs, but Yes Man also saw some of the great beefs.
True.
You know what I mean? Like people that disturb things, because like again, we wouldn't have the Nas Jay-Z beef without Bleak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bleak is an instigator, but Bleak is also a yes man to a degree. Man, because again, when your ego reaches a certain level, and you know, if you're scared to get a check, then that's your problem. Because a great leader listens to everybody around him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? A great leader always listens and try to find ways to build with each other. You know what I'm saying? So, continue, Floyd. I'm going to step out for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, man, but that was a great learning lesson in just terms of like, because he's been doing it for a minute now. Like we call him the OG, you know, he's the OG. And like just him telling me that story, that just made me like, no matter how frustrated I was like, okay, I can listen, you know, like, because, you know, it's not about the fact that, you've worked on this for like countless hours. It's more of like, what is the best thing for your baby? I always look at it, I call everything I do, every artistic endeavor, I call them my babies. And I say that because it helps me realize what's important. Because if it was actually a literal baby, like a human baby, it's like, wouldn't you want the best thing for your baby? Like, you know, say you're allergic to like proteins or something, are you gonna be like biased and be like, I'm not gonna give my baby proteins because I'm allergic to it? Right. No, you know your baby needs protein, so you give proteins. You know, my mom was allergic to certain things that she had to cook them for me. Even though she didn't like them, but she's like, you know, he needs this, you know, stuff like that. So that's how I think of it. It's like, you know, so it's easy to like let go of the ego and let go of those things, and I think that's you start to see the differences in your art, you know, in the decisions you're making. And yeah,
I was thinking earlier about what you're saying too about your songs are kind of like a kid, like your child, you know, because it's you're gonna love your kid no matter what too. Exactly. So you have to kind of learn to be objective about them and kind of look at them outside of sort of the fact that you'll do anything for them, and it's like, okay, but then what's best for them? And that's something that you gotta. I think we got a call. I'm just trying to sort out here.
All right. We got a caller?
Yeah, we got a call. We got the capability.
Wow.
Not sure if you can hear. Can you hear? Let me just see here. Hold on. I gotta cue that up. Can you hear anything? No, I don't think we can hear.
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, you can hear. Oh, right on. No. Excellent. So we've got.
I can barely hear you, but I can.
Oh, really? Okay, so I gotta adjust the input level.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. Orville stepped out. We're in the middle of a live show here, and he just had to take care of something. So I wanted to test out the.
What are you boys talking about?
Well, we're just talking about actually an upcoming EP release from one of Orville's artists, and he was talking about the whole sort of when you're putting a song together and putting your music together, it's like having a child. You know, you gotta nurture it and you gotta be objective about it, but you also have to do what's best for it. And so yeah, we're just kind of jamming about that. Can you guys pull it up on the I Am Radio feed? Are you able to do that?
Yeah, we're trying to log into the Twitch right now.
You can do the Twitch or you can do the IM Radio WYEG thing. Like just go to a browser and open there.
All caps lock YED, right?
Yeah, he was supposed to have headphones. But he didn't.
Okay.
Sorry, man. I'm working on getting him over. Seamus, just can you hang on there for a bit? Yo, Shay.
Yeah, sorry. I
I hear you. Yeah, I get you. Just hang on for a sec.
I will give you a call back in a minute.
All right, thanks.
Did you drop the thing? The beat, goddammit!
No, but I
Yeah, next time I'll bring my speakers for external, but usually we wear, the headphones so we can hear what's going through the board, right? Sorry about that, man.
No, it's all good.
It's our first run.
Yeah.
So like good stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so when do you think you're gonna be actually dropping? Completely done.
So in April now, I'm thinking the end of May. Right? End of May is gonna be dropped. Everything's gonna be done by the end of May, or early June. But end of May is when that's my target.
Okay,
So,
right on.
yeah.
Right on. I'm hoping that. I was hoping maybe when you guys are doing some more studio work, we could come in and do a little bit of coverage. And
Yeah, like
Talk
studio
about
work. Well, because that's the idea, right? The stronger the
and
coverage,
behind the scenes stuff.
yeah, the stronger the coverage is, the greater it is, and you know what I mean. Like we're gonna make sure that everybody, you know what I mean, vibe to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the idea is truly to make some of the best albums. Like I mean, like me, like I don't rush none of the album. I sit my ass down and I make sure if I gotta sit and wait, that's what we gonna do. You know what I mean? Because nobody can stop art. You know what I mean?
True.
Because if you stop art, you know what I mean? When your heart stops, you're dead. You know what I mean? And so that's why, where we want to keep creating until there's no more stopping creation. You know what I'm saying? And so it's to work with the influential people that you want to work with. You know, I'm blessed in the sense that I got to work with a lot of guys over the years. And I, got to meet a lot of people, and I got to develop good relationships with people. Right? And it's still far from where we want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because winter is now going. Praise the Creator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of that day, you know what I mean? I want to stretch out on the beach, man. And I gave up early retirement to do this. Because after the time I tell these guys, that's why I don't take shit from nobody. Because as a businessman, I could have been retired. I could have just said fuck it and take what I take and go about my way, and don't worry if I was a selfish person. When you're in the music world, you can't be selfish, but a lot of people like to crawl on each other's back and be dicks, and be liars, and be conniving about it. You know what I'm saying? So the goal is to run with a proper. I don't even want to say run with a proper team. But it's to work with a proper team, as in bosses. You know what I mean? To make every artist a boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if that artist is a boss, he's going to understand the wealth and of his craft. He's going to understand the wealth of the maturity of the value of things. He's going to understand the wealth of just continue to increase his blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because guys think about today, but you know what I mean? You have to think about 30 years from now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look at an icon like Rod Stewart, for instance.
Yeah.
Rod was just here a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Right? I was at a KBL show. Shout out to KBL. What up? So they had a great time. You know what I mean? It was it was at a nice location. You know what I'm saying? And, and I have to respect it while Rod Stewart was rocking out. And that man there, he's an icon. He's been doing it for so long. You know what I'm saying? And for him to do it so long, but the difference is he's not a stifler. You know, as in like a stiff guy, like if you run jokes with me, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the beauty about being an artist. You learn to live. You have to enjoy. People are gonna talk shit all day. Come on out, skinny jeans! Stop peeking through. This guy's peeking through the window. But you know what I mean? Like, but the idea again is to properly make sure that you enjoy. But don't, again, as we said earlier, go away from your craft. You know what I mean? Because your craft is going to take as much fun you have with it. You know what I mean? Because it's going to take that energy and it's going to come forward, right? But when people see that you're nothing but a bitter old, tough-faced, angry person, nothing comes out of it. The only thing that I can truly say I hate is stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't hate somebody for hating me, as in like racist folks. Shit, they can do what they can do. I'm still shining. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, if you put your hands on me, you might go missing because I'm gonna break every finger and rearrange you. But that's a different story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I have a right to protect my aura, my goodness, my greatness, my godlikeness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, it's like, people are gonna say what people are gonna say. You know what I mean? And again, we're in the art world. We're in the music world. We're in the entertainment field. We're in what makes us greater and what can make us even more greater. You know what I mean? What makes Alberta music stands out? What makes Canadian music stands out? What makes Edmonton music stand out? Because again, we're based in Edmonton right now. Yeah. We're in Edmonton doing Edmonton things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But, again, you have cats in Calgary that's been going very hard for years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're trying different upliftment for their craft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all power to the Calgarians. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's Alberta. Lethbridge, same thing. Medicine Hat, same thing. Red Deer, same thing. Fort Mac, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Grand Prairie, same thing. So even the High Prairie, all these little spots that MCs are putting in work, Abima, all that shit, ain't nothing but love and respect for that. But the difference is there is no line. It's only dots. As in that area, that area, that area. So what we are doing at Tefos, you know what I mean? We're based on what F. And what we're doing here, we're basically drawing the line. We're making art greater, but we're drawing the line for people to become greater at what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't make people come greater at what they do, then we fail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We fail because when my ass say, okay, fuck it, I'm out. And my son decided to take the realm if he goes that way. Or my other ninos. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to have many ninos. Where's all the beautiful ladies out there? I need ninos. I need more ninos so my bloodline can carry forward. And my son keep on saying that he's the king of the world because he's gonna have this shit. So you know me on the low, I can't have that. But you know what I mean? But the value on a realistic scale, you know what I mean? I think most people don't understand when Bob Marley was creating one of the iconic albums. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Him, you know what I mean? And the Bunny and the Wailers, Bunny Wailer, and you know what I mean? Just all the guys, you know what I'm saying? Peter Touch and all these, it's like the world have not stopped, for instance, for a minute. It continued to go forward.
Yeah.
The world's been shitty. It got shittier. It's still staying shitty, but within the shittiness, there's nothing but greatness. And greatness can overcome shittiness any fucking day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the first step is the artists have to stand strong. You know what I'm saying? When Rubber Dubs was going, that created reggae in the shanty of things, you know what I mean? Poor people came out of nothing to make this great music. That's what I look at it every day. People say, well, Alberta don't got ghetto. Alberta got diamonds up their ass. That's what some people think. You know, we are swimming in nothing but black gold. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Right now our gas price is much higher than anybody else's.
True.
I wonder why is that? Government, you son of a bitches. I see you guys for all the fucking shit you're doing. But hey, we're gonna legalize weed. Oh, really, eh? I hope so. But there's always restriction to it. So that's a side note. But, you know what I mean? Again, an artist must be political. An artist must know what he's looking at. An artist must create a political push on any stand. Meaning, where do you stand on your craft? You know, if this world is shitty and you're an artist and you're not doing anything to help it, then really, what are you doing? You know what I mean? If you're like, well, people are dying, bombs are dropping, this and that, and nobody say nothing to help it, what are you doing? Where are you taking it? Where are you going with it? You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the big things. And, you know, I know you're saying, oh shit, these guys are going for a minute. Because that's what happened. You know what I mean? There's so much shit that's pulled up to us, you know what I mean? Like, my family in London, England, my artists is over there. Like, they're saying, yo, Brexit is gonna fuck us over big time.
Yeah.
But then you have the other play haters over there that say Brexit is fine. But now, Brexit have switched a bit. Why? Because they realize they made a mistake, but they are too proud to say, well, we fuck up. You mean?
Yeah.
Pull your big girl panties up or your big boy drawers up and say, hey, you know what? I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Because 99% of the people, once they understood what the hell was going on, they say, why the fuck did I vote that way?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we all know why that vote came around. Again, another racist process. You know what I'm saying? The movement of that, because they want to limit people from coming in there and they figure, hey, we can do it this way. But people and the population is increasing continuously. But who is taking what and what? You know what I'm saying? So again, like the artists have to speak up. The artists have to work together. The artists have to be willing to dedicate themselves in it. You know what I'm saying? I just got a text from Brazil right now while I'm on the stream here, you know what I'm saying? And it's from DJ Tap Tap. Shout out to you, Tap Tap! You know what I'm saying? She's holding it down, letting me know that the mix is almost done. You know what I mean? Because you're truly this feature with my man Baka down that side. It ain't the same as the guy that's in like the
Baka not nice?
No.
Okay.
You know, that guy's pretty nice though. Baka nice.
Uh-huh.
That's what I call him. You know what I mean? I don't think he's not that nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because the grime stuff, you know, because
he's out there trapping in the rain. That's what he's saying. You know what I mean? I'm trapping in the rain.
In the rain, exactly.
See, I got me an umbrella from trapping in the rain, baby, because that's what I do. You know what I mean? I gotta keep on living like a boss, like every day, all day. You know what I mean?
Got a natural.
You got
my hair used to be longer.
Yeah,
trap everything in there.
That's the whole point. You know what I mean? The creative value, and that's what I like, though. You know what I mean? I remember the little homies were rocking to that guy's track.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there you go, homie's wilding, homie's doing this thing. You know what I mean? But that's the purpose. And I gotta send a major shout out to one of the ladies that's always overlooked, Mishy motherfucking me. You know what I mean? Because Mishy put Toronto on her back when they needed it. You know what I mean? Meister always let the backbone slide. And you know what I mean? I ain't no way fan of like the dot in a certain circumstance. Like I should say the fan of the people that try to come to Alberta and disrespect Alberta and say, oh, Toronto is this and that. Cool for Toronto. But remember one thing, motherfuckers, and I'm going to tell you all this again. We pay for all your fucking teams. You know what I'm saying? Alberta covers all of that shit. And we will be paying again for them again this year. And everybody else in the motherfucker. So bow down when you come to our motherfucking town. You know what I mean? Show some respect and we gonna show respect. I got nothing but love for the artists that's doing their thing. But show respect when you come to Alberta. You know what I mean? Whether you're in the 3, you know what I mean, the 403 or the 780, you know what I mean? That's, you got to props and show nothing but love to us. If you got something to say, wait until you get on a flight and go the fuck home and say it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I could put my paws on y'all, even out there too. But I don't live that life. My life that I live is, the daddy life. You know what I'm saying? I'm a proud dad, a proud businessman, all that shit. But on the low, you know what I'm saying? I'm all about that dodo. You know, but I'm about Alberta. So I just want to say that, but I do give love to like the East for what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like for Ontario, their artistry is killing it. You know what I mean? Nova Scotia got nothing but love for them boys out there. You know what I mean? Like if the artists on that side is killing it also. Van City's always been dominating, but they went away for a minute. But that's what my homies, you know what I mean? The Defenders and the Rascals, you know what they say with Barrington Levy. In New York, they want me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's some real ass shit. You know what I'm saying? So, again, Chuck Clay does his thing still. He comes out here and Chuck Clay shows love. So for that, we can't disrespect, you know what I mean? But my thing is, as artists, you all got to understand and pay homage and respect to each other on that level. You know what I mean? Because if you don't show respect and collaborate, we're never going to get anywhere. And there's more than enough. Well, okay. You got your phone back, right?
Yes.
So let me in then tomorrow.
Okay.
Because you and I still got to chit chat about the occurrence today.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Wednesday.
Stay blessed. Be good.
Okay. Are you guys live?
Yeah, we're live. God damn it. Huh?
On Facebook?
No. Like we're live on its own site, but you can go to Facebook on my page and you can get the thing.
I'll find you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wednesday.
Stay blessed.
Hey, stay black.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay
No,
You're okay with dropping logo on
for sure.
top left?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's so good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the idea is it's very, very magnificent. You know what I mean? Like I'm excited for the show that's coming up on the 12th. Also, we got the Juno Gang.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Headline with my man Razzcast.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, and honestly, making me like, I'm psyched for it. So it's just like I'm psyched for the community coming together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's $20 at the door, and it's gonna be one hell of a time. It can be like this is like, I think the first time Raz has ever been here. You know what I'm saying? And here's a man that's been putting over 20 years in the music world. You know what I'm saying? In the hip hop industry, and speak nothing but knowledge and some real. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just vibing on that, and I'm very, very happy to be a part of that. I'm very, very psyched to basically, want to carry that forward. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So I just want other people to understand like where we're going with it and how we're going to go with it. You know what I'm saying? And just making sure that every step that we take is one thing. You know what I mean? But every artist that's signed to the label, every artist that's like managed by the label, we basically they have to have a project out in a period of time. They also have to have a project in a sense that, you know what I mean, we're gonna help develop their project, but we're gonna full develop them with their art. You know what I'm saying? So in that way they can step out of their zone and say help another young artist to come forward.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way that the process is. Each one teach one and learn. You know what I mean? And the knowledge that we are given by the creator and by the folks that surround us, we pass that knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it's a very, very intense touch, because the one thing also I gotta say is you have a lot of club owners out here. You know, and I'm gonna go in on them because they thought I wasn't going to go in on them. You know, they thought I was gonna just ride right past. Nah, I won't call the names out just yet, but I'm gonna call out your club names the next time I'm on the old podcast here, which is soon. You know, because where I want to go with this is, you have a lot of these club folks that do not support the local scene. They want to use the local artists. They want to milk the local artists. They want to play hip hop. They want to play reggae. They want to play soca. They want to play reggaeton. They want to play calypso. They want to play machete. They want to play Afro beats. They want to continuously play the fuck around. But they don't want to support none of the local acts. They will play Jay-Z. They'll play Nas. I fought with a lot of owners over this shit. They don't want opening acts on the show. They don't want that. Don't get me wrong. I see, because I see business side and I see the professional side. But if you do not back your locals, again, Jay-Z's a local artist where? In New York.
Yeah.
He's from there. Puffy is a local entertainer from where? New York. Nas is a local artist from New York. Mace is the same thing. Kendrick Lamar is a local artist from LA. Dr. Dre is a local artist from LA. Snoop Dogg, it's the same thing. So how are you not willing to understand that and help back yours? Where's Drake from? And is Drake considered a local artist at home? He might be a bigger artist on the urban side of things, but isn't he a local artist?
Yeah.
So let's use that as a purpose. Because I'm going to tell you all this. If you all don't start supporting the local, there's going to be a big issue. Can't say too much. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be calling out some names. You know what I'm saying? Get that in your understanding. You know what I mean? Help to support the process. Because that's all a lot of these artists want. Me, on the other hand, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? No, why would I? I'm a fucking wealthy guy. You know what I'm shit. I got my own fucking of everything.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'll buy your fucking club. I'll buy whatever. It's not a hobby to me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to brag. I don't want to talk or whatever. Me and my peoples, we have understand the game for many years. You know what I mean? Our objective is not personal. It's for our province. It's for the artists. It's for the production squads. You know what I mean? We're tired of seeing a lot of guys giving up. And partly it's on them, but partly, again, it's on the lack of people understanding what comes with an industry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is for all the guys that say I basically don't know how to talk. So I'm gonna pardon my language, Jason. I'm just gonna whiten it a little. Industry, huh? You like that? I hope you motherfuckers get that. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't care.
Take on the white guy, thanks.
No, I got love for my peeps. You know what I mean? If you're my people, you're my people. Shout out to Seamus. You know what I mean? Wherever you at.
He's listening.
It can be I just want to say, you know what I mean? And my man Calvin Ader, he's on his way to freaking Cuba right now. I told him he better watch out because I might send one of my peoples there to slap him. You know what I mean? And let him know it's hate from up top here. So because he was talking the most crazy talk earlier. Wow. But you know what I mean? But those are my peoples. You know what I mean? But I just want people to understand. And when I say artists, I don't mean just musical artists, if you get me. I mean artists in general. I mean sketch guys that take the time to sketch your picture.
Yeah.
I mean guys that friggin' write books. You know what I mean? Support them. Guys that ride bikes, do balloons, all that stuff. That's art. You know what I mean? Oh, she left her lyric sheet in the office. Okay. By the computer in the studio here. Sonny did. God damn it, Sonny. Okay. But you know, like it's just like it's just the way that process go. You know, like and it's just like because again, it's a house. The house itself is basically the whole industry. The rooms are the family, meaning every part of the room. If you live in a house with 8 bedrooms, hip hop is in one of them, country's in the other, rock is in the other, punk rock is in the other. You know what I mean? Like we are all a family, joined flyer development. You know what I mean? Like you go to school to know how to build flyers. It's art. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like these things are very intense. Like
I'm throwing up I'm gonna pop up the Jamo Gang sheet on the screen for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll let people see that's the show coming up, and they can check it out on Facebook.
Yeah, like it's a huge thing. Like because I just strongly, you know, again feel, you know, a lot of artists are overlooked. You know what I mean? Like a lot of painters are overlooked. You know, and there's no need to overlook the goodness, right? Because the lacking of it. You know what I mean? Like I get the fact that, you know, like we are how can I put it? A rig city in a sense. Where they're like, well, you go to the rigs, you work to the oil. I can be like, ain't nothing wrong with oil.
Yeah.
In that sense, as in providing work and all that stuff. But me, I'm a solar man. I like the solar energy. I like that. I like wind energy. I like that. You know what I mean? Let's get that clear. Diversify. But it's the same thing as in the music family. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have to diversify in a sense, meaning we gotta show support to cartoonists that's developing great stuff like for our character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of people that's at the doorway don't want to let that in. You know what I'm saying? And so if they don't want to let you in one way, what do we say? Door closed, you jump through the motherfucking window. Window closed, you get a car and just drive through that shit.
Yeah.
Car can't go through it. You know what? Go to the fucking 7-Eleven, get yourself a pack of Kool-Aid, and the motherfucker will bust through the wall for you. That's how it goes, right? You know what I'm saying? The Kool-Aid man. Like, that's how real shit gets. So, you know what I mean? Like, my fact is, you truly have to understand where we're gonna take it.
Yeah. You have to see the
Exactly.
vision.
You know what I
That's
mean?
a big problem.
But that exactly. A lot of people, again, like not everybody, like me, for instance, when I come up with ideas, half the time I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just jump off this fucking tall building, and I hope to God I don't hit the ground. But you know what? I'm gonna make sure that like my shirt's loose enough. I may be able to use that as a parachute.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? While I'm falling really hard, I start sketching in my head like, well, this is a bad idea, but give me a moment. And before I hit the ground, I come up with a better way to hold myself up. So a lot of time, it's like, it's scary as shit. Like, it's very scary. But you have to just fucking leap. You know what I mean? You have to leap and understand that you have to have faith in your craft. You have to have faith in your skill. You also have to understand that a lot of time you don't have to get paid out the gate to get what you really need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everything else is going to come. If I'm working with someone, for instance, and they don't have the money to pay me, if I see greatness in them or I see goodness in them, we're going to figure out a way.
Yeah.
To go forward, right?
It's the art that matters at the end of the day.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, I know that in itself will come forward and pay. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
also, I think as artists, we have to be willing to. You have to be willing to be led if you don't see the vision, or if you want to see the vision, then you have to ask.
Exactly.
Because I feel a lot of times, especially with younger kids, we just like, if we can't understand it, then we run away, because everyone is afraid of like confrontation, you know. And it's like, it's not confrontation. Confrontation is good. Maybe confrontation is the wrong word, but like that tension you get when you're trying to figure out, okay, what are you saying? What do you want me to do? What is the plan? That tension is needed sometimes because that's how you get
exactly.
You know,
a lot of people, for instance, like they'll have the greatest idea in their mind, the magnificent of mecca ideas, but at the end of the day, they don't know how to bring it out.
Exactly.
Right? A lot of designers, for me, for instance, like I can't design shit, but I don't try to act like, well, you know what? I'm gonna design the illest thing, Like, I mean, like, I'm gonna go Photoshop this bitch up. I'm gonna do this big. No. If that's the case, you're gonna find a fucking stickman. Oh, well, I can draw the shit out of some stickmen that look like I'm fucking in little school, kindergarten shit. I can promise you that. But when I meet up with like guys that can go in my head and understand where I'm going with and come up with colors and all that to match what I want, you know what I mean? That's the people that I love. And there's so many of them. I work with 3 different designers at times. You know what I mean? To design flyers, like to design art, album cover, all that. You know, like, and it's magnificent. You know what I mean? Corella is one. You know what I mean? Gotta give her a shout out because she makes a lot of great stuff. Then also then I got my man Chris. He is the other. You know what I mean? And then Kev is the next, right? And honestly, it's so friggin' awesome to be able to work with these guys and basically take the step forward. Now, on the other hand of things, it's like, how does artists in there sell their music? If the artist can't sell their music in a certain way, then they fail. You know what I mean? So, if the artists themselves, you know, can't get sale, a lot of artists say, hey, we're going to be the hardest on the net, and then we're going to basically get this thing out there. Ain't nothing wrong with being the hardest artist on the net. But you know what? If you don't know what you're selling, how you're selling, and where you're selling it to, then you're going to fail. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a lot of online platform, but these same online platform do nothing for you. These online platforms go the same route. But also, if your stuff is not properly licensed, where does it go?
It's not business.
It's not. Artists, you gotta understand, you are in a business process. Once you say, hey, I am an artist, you now officially sign the unwritten code of entering a business proposition. Also, artists, if you're gonna do a feature and an artist say, hey, give me a bill, and that artist have a higher following, or that artist has been doing his business for much longer, there's nothing wrong with that. You wanna know why? Because that artist is gonna have to pay whoever that he works with, but not just that alone, it's the wheel, it's a cycle. In return, you basically are gonna get a lot more for it, the feature. When you go to your dope man, pardon my language, you know, if you don't know the dope man for many years and you went buying some green off him for many moons, and you go to him and you say, hey bro, could I get a 20? The dope man said, no, fuck you. You know, I'm a roll a spliff, I'm like, yeah, but if you say, hey, could you smoke a spliff together? After 6 months, he's gonna say, sure. The reason why I say that is, that's his business. If you go to a lawyer, you say, hey lawyer, represent me, but I don't have any money. The first thing the lawyer is gonna do is gonna backslide out the door. You're gonna hear a slam by the time you look at what happened. And you're gonna be fucking being served by a public servant. Now, the public servant might fucking get your ass off, or you might be going up north for a solid 4 years, depending on what the crime is. What I'm getting at is, don't be cheap to invest in other artists. Don't be cheap and start calling them a bunch of bitches because they want to get paid. That is the wheel. Studio session, studio in your basement doesn't make you an artist. You know, if you're sliding in the basement, yo, dropping this and that, it does not help you. You know what I mean? It doesn't help you to achieve. It doesn't help you to achieve your goal. Where you want to go with that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be Tony Montana and the internet and then fucking Mary Magdalene later on like, no, I don't have any money. Do this for free for me. If you're not a part of the squad or the person doesn't respect you in that sense, as in like doesn't know you for a long period of time. That's how the business go. If you invest $1 into an artist, that artist take that dollar and invest it in a show, or that artist take that dollar and invested it in the studio, he's gonna get a better quality. You're gonna get a better quality. When in return he asks you for a feature, he pays you back $1. There you go. You guys are both eating off this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is doing it, but for some reason, these guys are sideways. There's a lot of great, for instance, videographers that left the city due to that fact. Videographers that say, well, this city sucks because nobody wants to pay money to shoot a video.
They all want one done.
They all want one done, and they can't afford it. You know, don't get me wrong. Videos takes a bit of time. But you have to understand, again, if you don't have a solid relationship. If a guy can shoot a video for you, and that video only goes, like, say, 50 people see that video. And then he shoots a video, and then there's like 250 people see that video. Who do you think he's going to invest in better as a videographer? He's going to invest in a person where he's going to get a higher view standard. You understand? So the idea behind that is nothing kills for you to basically learn to shoot videos for one, have a member of your team that can do it. If not, build a relationship. But if not, pay the fucking money. You know, to shoot something, if that's the case. You know, I say that because I see it differently. Again, that is how the industry go. You can't have one wheel that's driving on a car and the rest is flat. That car is not going to go anywhere. That car is going to be pulled over in the side of the road. That car is going to be more left behind. That's what's taken like a note. If they don't understand to invest. When artists come to my office, my HQ, the headquarters, you know what I mean? Like me being Professor X, you know what I'm saying? Because I am Professor X and I'm proud to say it. But the idea is we inspire them. We inspire them through what we call the upliftment speeches, the creative value, the creative juices, you know, but also giving them the understanding of it's a business. If you're a shitty artist, I'll take a moment and listen to what you gotta say. But if you suck, you won't be coming around here anytime soon until you're willing to say, okay, I suck and I need proper development. Yeah. But if you're a sucky artist that feel like you're the greatest artist on earth, then you're gonna fail. If you're an artist that suck but you have a lot of money and you want to blow this money on whatever, then you're gonna fail. Because at the end of the day, you're still a sucky artist. Your craft still stinks. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to point that finger and I'm going to say what I need to say. You know what I mean? Because that's the way that I live and that's the way that I do my business. You know what I mean? But you have to invest within that field. That's like in that field. So when you invest in that field, you're gonna go a long way.
Yeah.
Everything in a business is an investment. You know, people always say, how come the big artists get things for free? Nobody asks the question, how did these artists become big artists? It's because they invest. They invest in their craft, they invest in their album, they invest in their friends, they invest in surrounding around them. Took that investment and double up on it. Meaning, now when you look at them and they're getting stuff back, it's like a bank account. You put so much money in it that it's still giving you back extra. You know what I'm saying? That's how the industry works. You're getting free diamond, you're getting free linear, you're getting invited to all these places. Why? Because you invest within these craft. You know, you invest in these craft to reach a higher level. You know what I'm saying? So, from my perspective, doesn't it sound smarter to invest within these good things? Instead of sitting back and saying, that guy's a hater. He's charging us, the little homies, for a lot more money. But the little homies can go out and buy themselves some shoes, and they also can go get themselves some McDonald's and some KFC that's going to kill them later on. Health is wealth, baby. Health is wealth.
Health is wealth.
You know what I mean? But if you're a real artist, you're going to invest into your craft. Don't get me wrong. Understand what I'm getting at. You can still have your McDonald's. You can still have your KFC. You can still have your seafood. It's about how and when you're doing that. If your goal is to get a project out, contact somebody that's willing to work. Ask a couple questions, find out a couple things, and take it from there. A lot of time, people are scared to show up in person. Show up in person. Build a relationship. Yeah. It all starts from somewhere. I remember when we were coming, I used to catch the bus for 2.5 hours from the south motherfucking side. Shout out to the south side, the Duggan, DU, all that shit. You know what I mean? All the way to the east to wait outside to go into a basement. And that's why I don't knock basement studio. But after you get to the basement, then what? Do you stay in the fucking basement still? No. Exactly.
You gotta move up.
You gotta take your time. Home studio is just a practice. Coming to the real deal is coming to work. You know what I'm saying? If I have a home studio, I can scratch my ass and do anything else. You're not paying any taxes. You're just taking care of yours. You might have a couple homies that come through and say, we're going to lay some tracks down, but that means nothing. Like, that's the difference between the real and the fake. Because you're willing to invest in what it is. You know, New York MCs didn't get to where they needed to get to until they started putting money in. LA, Miami, Atlanta, Toronto, Vancouver, London, England, Brixton, you know what I'm saying, Liverpool, all that shit, people were investing. Motherfucking Soweto, Johannesburg, you know what I'm saying, Rio de Janeiro. What I'm getting at is people start investing. You know what I'm saying? They build with it. Don't get me wrong. You gotta have, again, a home studio help you to develop. But after a certain point, you have to take it from there. Now, if you're a multi-billionaire and you can say, hey, I'm gonna have my home studio, but my home studio is like studio. Yeah. It all depends on what it's there for. You know? So these are the basic things. What I want you all, gents and ladies and tough guys and little tough baby kids, I call you all out there, motherfucking baby kids, I want you all to understand and I want you all to question yourself. Am I an artist? Am I going to invest as an artist Am I going to take the steps to get to the next level? You know, next week, I want you all to tune in. I really want you all to also get the facts, call in. I'm going to teach you all how to make some more money. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to make money, but nobody really know how to do it properly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm going to teach you all how to make money. But at the end of the day, again, take the time. If you're young and you're under the age of 18 and you listen to this, ask your mother. It's never too young. I started getting money from the age of 8. Even in the ghetto, I was making money. You know what I'm saying? I had to do what I had to do. Shout out to Kingston, Jamaica, because that's where I was made. You know what I'm saying? Panama, shout out to Panama, shout out to Costa Rica, my whole family, we all from that side. Cubanos, Cuba, it's the same thing. The DR, I got nothing but love for you. You know what I mean? My peoples, my family. AT, you know what I'm saying? Espanola, I love you all. You know what I'm saying? What I'm getting at is, coming from back home, coming from the slums, coming from nothing, we have to take the time and go forward. So appreciate the balance that you have. Appreciate the greatness. And even in Canada here, when we started a label over 20 years now, what did we have to do? In order to get our music, we had to send flyers back into where? Columbia House. Most people don't even know what the fuck Columbia House is. You know what I'm saying? But we pushed through that, you know what I'm saying? To make it work. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the reality, you know what I mean, for us to go forward. Right? So, like again, I want nothing but greatness for us. But if the greatness ain't what it is, then we fail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Our objective is to be great, be good, and be blessed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And for Alberta music to be respected worldwide. Until I die, I'll be pushing that narrative. Everything else come second to me. Alberta music have to stand out, but I will not be backing shit. And I will not be back in a house that fights with itself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We must stand together. We must stand strong. We must be proud. Very proud. Alberta pride. You know what I mean? We must buy each other's music. Invest with each other. And the phonies got to go. If they're phony, like they got to be 3 reasons why they're fake as fuck, and they got to be pulled out. They got to be called out. It's either they're going to straighten their path up or they're going their way. All right? So I am the eternal WAYZ with my main man, tell him.
Pretty boy Floyd.
And we represent some of the Isle squads out here. We want nothing but the best. Again, blessing and thank you. And peace and less grease on these streets. Peace.
Absolutely. Stay cozy.
There you go.
That was good.
Yeah. That's like a couple hours of nothing but wise wisdom. No, but like that's the idea.
Yeah.
I went to prison out a young child. Now I see why.
Hello.
My baby mama, I'm a child.
Hello.
I'm a boy. I love you, child.
Okay,
Never
what's
change. It's only better. I elevate, and get cheddar.
Oh, okay, cool. You're making dude.
So they told me, how was that? Why? Do it black.
Okay.
I changed the game. I do it what? I would wanna live. Black. Girls I like. I'm still shy. I try to say it high. They don't get it. I text them like 50 times. I'm a grown man.